Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan if this is your first video here. So today we are going to just be doing a quick, easy get ready with me, and I'm just going to be showing you guys my everyday makeup routine. And I do have a couple of new products that I did get. I have used them before, however they are still kind of new to me. So if you guys want to see the rest of the video, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell down below so you'll be notified of all my video uploads. And let's get right on into the video. Alright, so starting off, I'm going to prime using the Putty Eye Primer by e.l.f. And all I like to do is just take some on my finger and kind of just dab it in. So next we're going to go into the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow Palette in Berry Bad. I just like these tones for every day. Also, I like the Pumpkin Pie I have used as well. I haven't really dipped into the Cream and Sugar, but I will probably play with that a little bit later. And I'm just going to take this fluffy brush by Anastasia, and I'm going to go into, I'm going to go into Pumpkin Pie, and I'm going to take the first brown shade because I like to use that as my transition. And I'm just gonna start it a little bit above that crease. And then I'm gonna go in with this fluffy brush by WetnWild. And then I'm gonna take the first shade in the Berry Bad palette, which is like a cute mauve pink. And then I'm going to take another fluffy brush, and this one is just by Profusion. It is like their double-ended brush. It just comes in their eyeshadow palettes. And then I'm going to take the last shade in the Berry Bad palette. And I am going to coat my brush pretty heavily and then tap off the extra and take that berry shade along the outer lid and then the crease a little bit, just to kind of have that definition. Once again, just coating the brush, tapping off the extra, and doing the same thing on the other eye. And then I'm going to take the shade in the Pumpkin Pie palette, which is this deep brown shade here. And I'm just going to kind of create like a little bit of a shadow here. And then we're going to go into this shade here in the Berry Bad palette, and I'm just going to start packing that all on the lid. And I like to use my finger first because it does really emphasize the shade, and I think it's really pretty. And then I'm just taking this Profusion brush and kind of just dipping and kind of just blending out the edges, and then going back in and blending out again. I'm just gonna go back and kind of just pack some of the pink shade that we had over it. And I'm just gonna coat my lashes using the False Lash Lift by Maybellline New York. I got this the other day maybe, and I actually have been loving it. It doesn't flake, and I love how it gets your lashes very voluminous, and it actually gets them length as well. And now we're going to move on to the skin. I'm going to start off with spritzing with a little bit of the the Coconut Wet n Wild 3-in-1 Primer. Prime, Set, and Refresh Primer Water. Just to have a little bit, on the face. Especially like on the sides is where I like it the most. And then I'm going to actually prime with two primers. One is going to be the Glow Radiant Moisturizer. This is the Coconut and Hyaluronic Acid. It has SPF of 15. This is by e.l.f. And then I'm also going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer just in the center of my face. And this I just like to use pretty much all over. I think it's really nice. I go in with about this much. This is probably like a little too much. If it is, I just wipe some off. Like that's probably too much. I'm just going to tap some off. And wipe my hand off on a wipe because that was a little too much. And then spin my hand and apply some to my face. I do stick away from my forehead because that tends to get oily first. And then whenever I don't have anything on, that's when I go and kind of just distribute it evenly onto the face. And then for my T-zone, I'm going to go in with the Poreless Putty Primer. This is one of my favorite primers, probably of all time. I never tried anything like this before, but I do really like this, and it works really well for my skin. And I do use a generous amount. I do think it works better when using a generous amount, but I think you should just do what your skin likes, and if you just play with it and just see how it reacts when you put it on, I think you guys would love this as well. I also love the luminous one, but I wanted to try out or keep using this because I tried it out the other day and I love the glow that it gives off onto the face. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear 24-Hour Foundation in 510 Mahogany or Hazelnut. Yeah, this one's Hazelnut. And then I'm going to just distribute it evenly with this BH Cosmetic brush. It is the BH Cosmetic 1 in the Rose Gold. Take whatever's left on the back of my hand, put it onto my Haley Beauty sponge, which I have been in love with since I got it. And I'm just going to press this down so that it's very nice and even on the skin and there's no brush stroke. Next, we're going to go into our concealer, and I'm going to be using the e.l.f. e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. And I take about that much. Hello, kitty cat. I take about that much. I'm just going to take my sponge again. I'm going to go in and set with my Haley Beauty powder. And honestly, what I've been liking is just taking a giant fluffy brush. I'm going to just clean it a little bit. I've been liking to just dip it in, spread it around, and I like to coat it evenly. So if I get more on one side, I will just coat it. I like to just tap, and then I just tap it on to the rest of my face. So now I'm going to go in with this Milani bronzer, and this is in the shade Suntan 03, and it is their Silky Matte Bronzer. I like to tap, and then I like to kind of tap this into the skin first before actually just brushing it in. Under eyes, I'm going to take this fluffy brush here by Fayon. It is just from an Amazon kit. I'm going to start off with the dark burgundy shade that is in the Berry Bad palette, and just start applying that under, but not go all the way in to the inner corner. Brush that I was using earlier, and take the lightest shade from the Pumpkin Pie palette, which is what we use as our transition, and I'm just going to blend that out just a little bit more. Brush like this, and I'm just gonna go into the shade that we put on our lid. And then take the brush that has the dark shade on it and just kind of blend it in. I'm gonna move on to blush, and I'm just gonna be using the Wet n Wild in Mellow Wine. This is the iconic blush. To highlight, and I'm gonna take a little bit of the rose gold and pop it to the high points of my cheeks. Set my face with the Wet n Wild coconut mist. I'm gonna go in with Jave by Dominique Cosmetics. I like this. I feel like this probably could have been better as a liquid lip formula, but I do like it, so I'm gonna go over it, over my lip liner. And then on top, I just add my Essence Shine 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 gloss just to give it more of a gloss effect. This is the finished look. This is just my everyday makeup routine. I always do eyes. Sometimes I won't do all like the foundation steps, or the base steps, but I always do my eyes, I always do my brows, and I always have some form of mascara on as well. Eyes are my favorite, and foundation and everything else is really like a added bonus. So if I do my eyes, I will put like a concealer on, or I'll spot conceal. But most of the time for every day, I don't do foundation because it's just not one of my favorite makeup steps. But eyes are, so I do my eyes every day. I usually always put shadow on because that's just one of my favorite things to wear. But yeah, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed my everyday makeup look. If you guys want to see more, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell down below so you'll be notified of all my video uploads. And I hope you guys have a great time, and see you in my next video. Bye.